Do the top left for now, and
Yeah,
then
since we're used to it that way.
we might have to move it depending on. I'm trying to remember where the HUD elements of the game are.
Right.
But it's a different spot for a lot of games.
Okay. Just that second one slot there.
Yep. So that's a 0% new game plus. Amazing is just like your medium, normal difficulty.
All right. So I don't look like a total pussy. Let's see. And then
you can just leave everything else the way it is. Yeah. Well, hey, we're getting to our second game for the stream that you and me have ever done.
Finally, yeah.
Crazy.
Oh yeah.
I won't get into what I want to bitch about immediately. We can let the story of this play out for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Especially because I think Ulysses is going to jump in, and we can really wait to complain until he's here.
For sure. Yeah, this will be my first time playing 2018 Spider-Man.
Well, and it's a 2020 remaster.
Right.
Of it too, so it is a significantly graphically improved game.
Yeah.
Compared to, I mean, it already looked great. It did.
Yeah.
I mean,
but this looks awesome.
Yeah.
And it is cool that Peter Parker builds his own shit in these games.
Yeah, no, I mean,
as opposed to just having Tony Stark do it for him.
Spider-Man in this game is entirely self-reliant. He is the true, well, a little more true to the comics.
And shows that he could be a tech genius that could rival Tony Stark if he really wanted.
Right, if he really
his
cared
mind
about
and
making
time
money.
and
instead of helping people.
Yeah.
Which, and even that's one of the
cell phone screen looked so real too. That smartphone.
There was a little flyer for Uncle Ben's wake from way 8+ years beforehand.
Oh wow!
In the background.
Yeah. Yeah, this character model for Peter definitely looks more like he's in his mid-20s than the other guy.
Than the other one.
Yeah.
He's even wearing Spider-Man underwear, which that's kind of funny. And then money problems. Got the money problems right off the bat.
And it seems like he's building.
I actually got the Raimi suit because that's what I had picked. So.
Hey, I'm very happy with that. So it seems like he builds most of his technology within the purview of being Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah. So in the middle of the switch. Oh, you are following. Oh well, I guess maybe not. Or I guess you don't have to go any particular direction. Or well, you were following the police helicopter.
Oh, I'm just kind of going wherever.
Well, you were following that helicopter.
Oh,
I mean, you don't have to. It'll give you a map marker so you know when. So you don't have to.
For sure.
8 years to take down the Kingpin.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it doesn't. You can't just kind of fuck around and do whatever you want.
Whoa, that was fast.
Hello? Parker, where are you? We must run through the demonstration at least once before the grant committee arrives.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Dealing with a personal issue. I'll be in soon. Promise.
And I forgot, there's not really a, web shooter bar or something like that, is there?
There is.
Web
well, not for the swinging, but for combat.
For combat.
There's a web shooter bar that depletes.
Oh, okay.
So how does this feel to you?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, after really just the last Spider-Man games, I really played a lot. We're being Ultimate Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2.
Right.
It's almost too fast. The web swing. No, it's just I'm not trying to sound old or anything.
You get used to it.
But it is much faster web swinging than in those old games.
Now, if you see there's a little target reticle that'll appear on ledges and stuff sometimes as you swing by or poles. If you hit both of the big triggers when you see that, he'll do he'll web to the thing and then pull himself towards it.
Okay, gotcha.
bring in the hammer.
They even have Fisk's name on their armor.
Yeah.
This is funny to me.
I know that is like pretty obvious. It's like it's taken that 8 years to bring that guy.
Right.
But yeah. But if it does get to a boss where it's just like I'm struggling or whatever, I'll just hand the remote over
sure.
to you
I mean, yeah, just to
get through the
going.
stream. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
I can immediately drop all pretenses of dignity if needed.
Who's ready for their hot, fresh cup of bodily harm?
So triangle just pulls you towards them.
Okay.
It's so every time a new mechanic comes up, it'll like pause the game for you,
I
so
like
you
that.
can read those things rather than have to like play and read them at the same time.
When you get see this, get ready to dodge. Okay. Circle is
Circle is your dodge, and then every time, and then there's like and then you have enough for a takedown. So it's the same button as it is in Batman.
Oh,
triangle
that was
and
awesome. Triangle and circle. Oh, okay.
To do a takedown.
It's also been a very long time since I've played Arkham games.
Fair.
Oh, that was awesome. Oh, I like that. That felt satisfying.
Now, you can pull objects in the environment, and again, some of this, I mean, most of what I'm saying is, it's game will also teach you.
Circle and
dodge to the side.
Oh, I see.
So to dodge, and then R1 is your actual web button.
Oh,
just tap it instead of holding it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm also forgetting to dodge.
So hold R1 down. Now, so hold it down and move your cursor up to that top one. All right, now let it go. And instead of holding it down, just tap it now.
Tap what?
R1.
Oh. Oh, cool.
That's your web shooters.
Oh.
So R1, holding it down pulls up the whole wheel. Tapping it uses whichever one of the gadgets you've selected.
Okay.
So that's all one button. Picking your gadget and then using your gadget is tied to that same button.
Okay.
Holding that attack button down, we'll do like an air launch.
Okay, Yuri, all done. What's happening?
I mean, yeah, that's cool to just see that suit.
Yeah.
You know.
Hell yeah.
Yuri! I knew Fisk wouldn't go quietly.
So, yeah, well, we'll wait till Ulysses gets in here to really start pitching.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy that.
But it is also, because this was actually the first game we talked about streaming. And
I know.
Hades, like, it was like, oh, well, Hades is getting its PlayStation release soon. So they're like, well, let's do that first.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we're here.
No.
Do your thing.
He's the day, Brady. Heads up. Hey, where are you going?
Dude, like, I think this game nails how much Spider-Man, like, it's the perfect balance of the shit talking.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, as you build focus, essentially... here, actually, I'm going to do something real quick, because... I didn't realize that so that's why I said we might need to move the camera.
Okay.
Because...
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, for sure.
There we go. No, I do just want to... Yeah. Alright, so focus, your focus meter is the second bar.
Yeah.
Essentially, so that just
as I'm hitting guys, it'll build up.
Yep, that'll build up, and then that's the meter you use to perform takedowns and stuff.
Okay.
Thanks for the confidence, guys.
Oh, wait, that was...
So that's that double trigger thing I was talking about. Well, as you're swinging around in the world, you can zip to places really quickly.
Oh, yeah.
You just did that by zipping up to that area up there.
I like just hitting people with shit. That's
satisfying, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. Did you say pervert? Shut your mouth.
I missed quite what he said there. It might have been. Yeah. And then also, hold down square instead of tapping it once.
Oh, okay.
So there's your like Devil May Cry style launch him into the air for an air combo kind of attack.
Oh, that's bad.
So now focus. So not only is each one of those bars gives you a takedown to do, that you can also heal yourself using that bar.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So then just hit down on the D-pad, and that just heals you.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
So as you build up that focus meter, then you have like a built-in like health revival thing.
I like that.
There you go. So there's your web zip.
Oh, cool. Oh, and what was... Oh, I missed that last prompt. Oh.
I think that's all of them. Come on! They shut the elevators down. Take the stairs.
Yeah, the fucking reflections in the floor, dude. Like,
oh, shit. That's sick. That's slick.
I mean, it's just kind of insane how much they're able to do.
Sick and slick. Let's see. Hold towards the wall. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Our choppers are taking fire.
And I believe if you press the X button, you can... It'll... Oh, never mind. That's just a jump. Yeah, if you hold R2, so the swing button is also the run button.
Oh, okay.
Whether you're on a wall or just standing.
Gotcha. That's cool.
But even this is a little reminiscent of Batman crawling through the vents, you know?
In the really old game.
What is all that noise?
Watching a superhero movie.
That's
I
fun.
just wanted to make sure we're still on for dinner tomorrow night.
Totally. Listen, I gotta go.
But okay, love you.
Love you too.
Like, they really do nail what the dialogue should feel like, I think, in a Spider-Man story. Now, if you're in the air and you do that same thing where you hold the button down, rather than you do that swinging kick thing. There's like a lot of yay, Ulysses. Welcome in. We're finally doing some Spider-Man. We finished Hades yesterday. Well, you know, finished the main story. Full focus bar can be used to perform. So I mean that you already know that, but
okay.
How exactly do you think this ends well for you?
And sometimes it'll let you do like a couple in a row even. Yeah, Ulysses, I've got some shit to talk. Because I think I just found my worst movie of 2021. Like, remember how much we didn't like Black Widow?
There's no evidence left.
That R1 button is, you're just like hitting that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so those gadget wheels, like when you, like if you certain ones, you use them up, and it will, like, you'll run out of them.
Oh, sure.
Right, those gadgets, so you don't want to just be tapping it all the time.
Okay.
Because you will, like, need those as the game goes along. It gets a little harder later.
Gotcha.
Oh, look up above. There you go.
Oh, cool.
It's like my own private adventure.
Yeah, no, Ulysses, remember how much we fucking talked shit about, like, the Black Widow movie and how much we didn't like that film? Well, I'm not going to say it looks good in comparison to The Matrix, but it certainly doesn't seem nearly as, event takedown. They're even referred to as takedowns.
Oh,
that's the same, like, lingo even as in the Batman Arkham games.
For sure.
But that Matrix movie just...
Is this tech support? I forgot my passport.
Oh, and then hit triangle. Automatic KO. So if you do a perfect dodge from a gunshot, then that triangle prompt will show up, and you can do a web zip attack and do like an instant KO.
Sweet.
Another cool thing too is if you have your regular, like, just web shooters, right, as your gadget, and you web them up, and then you can do that throwing the object thing, but with the people.
Oh,
so if you web them up first, you can then swing them around and throw them at other enemies even.
Gotta do that.
Says the guy frantically erasing his search history. True, but that's part of my charm, isn't it?
The Spider-Man actually has to. No, I mean, I'm not gonna knock that map down on him, but
hold. Oh yeah.
Destroy everything.
oh, and then
cool.
yank him back. I forgot that one. I forgot about. So you can also do that.
Does that use up webbing too in combat?
No, only if you're doing the R1 gadget-based webbing does it actually use up like a webbing meter.
Without me, the scum I kept in check will run rampant. It'll be your fault.
Been a long, tough road, Fisk. Almost sad to see it end.
But no,
Yeah, like we just watched Matrix Resurrections on HBO Max today, and
I'm glad I didn't pay for that shit.
no, it would have.
I would have been pissed
Oh yeah.
if I had spent money on that movie. Like,
Big time.
holy shit,
Yeah.
that was awful. And I had low expectations going into it.
Right.
And it still kind of blew my mind
Just
how much of a piece of shit it actually was. No, that was the problem. It didn't do that. That's exactly that's exactly what it didn't do right.
That does sound like a possible line of dialogue they would have said in the movie, but it would have been worse and less clever than what you said, Ulysses.
Yeah, it was so I mean, that's
Dude,
the thing.
that shit was like when the Merovingian just pops in and he just starts
the French guy just shows up at one point.
gibberish.
Oh yeah, the French guy shows up and he's literally been tarred and feathered, and he just looks like a fucking insane homeless man that's been living outside for like 45 years.
Yeah.
And just like, back up just a little bit.
Oh.
Then
okay.
you can, yeah.
Oh, cool.
I'll find them.
Yeah,
And
and
you're actually saving people.
oh, I like that. And if the Merovingian just screaming stuff like "reboot lickety piss shit," and
That was actually the scriptwriter. It felt like it, man.
let's see. Okay, wait, what's
Felt
going
like
on
it.
now?
So if you're ever not sure where to go, that little yellow symbol is always going to be like a little
for
goal
sure.
thing for you to kind of
I
reorient
see.
yourself based around that.
Gotcha.
I'll lift it. When you're freaking
Or like in the open world, that'll always be like, hey, this is the direction to go for the next story mission.
Right. Okay.
And an awesome feat of his physical prowess and strength.
Right. Yeah, there's another, and yeah,
This is selling you the character of Spider-Man so immediately, I think.
big time.
Right?
Big
Like
time.
the story and just like the presentation of this just is so effective.
Yeah, the Merovingian has another line where he's like, "Suckety silky ass shit" or something
you
like
took
that.
away all my silky ass suck shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that hurt my
was
brain
weird.
almost. One of the scenes that hurt my brain almost the most.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, but that's at least it kind of made me laugh. A lot of that movie was just
Boring.
boring.
Sometimes I literally couldn't follow what was happening. The editing was so bad that like I wasn't sure what was going on.
I
from
think
scene to
sometimes that movie just did not have a plot.
scene. Yeah, it like literally just did characters, especially at the end. Some of them just would disappeared.
Yeah,
In the last third of the
young
movie.
Morpheus just disappeared a lot.
Oh, and you can grab the rockets and throw them back.
goddamn, I should have done that.
I think you'll get plenty chances.
I'm sure.
That's another one right there.
Oh,
little excessive, don't you think? He's doing that.
But like,
oh shit.
What? Is it National Rocket Day or something?
Oh. That's funny. There's that.
so it's a movie they had no ideas for. Oh yeah, dude, they had no fucking idea, like what to do with this movie. Like there is some mythology they lay down that happened like in the time jump between the third movie and this movie. That is like. That talks about like how there was like this machine civil war where they like turned on each other because they were running out of resources because of the deal they made with Neo at the end of the third movie. And I'm like, okay, why didn't you make a movie about that? That would have been that could have been a cool movie.
No,
Right?
yeah,
Like,
there's like a 2-second like flashback to the scene that had
the
never
machines
happened
fighting each other.
before.
Yeah,
and it was new. It was a new scene, and it was like that's interesting, and you know, but otherwise
the reflections, like
hell yeah, the humans keep machine pets too.
Yeah, they have like machine pets and like their little AIs that like come into the corporeal world through like nanobot swarms, and so they're just like machines just living with people now in Io, which Io is their place in Zion now.
City, and they can grow strawberries now. They can grow strawberries.
Yeah, they grow strawberries now.
And they have holograms.
Those are about it's the big changes.
3 biggest, developments.
Corrupt cops working for Fisk.
All right.
Now you got shield enemies. So
okay. Shield enemies.
When you see how you dodged like under their legs. So then yeah, and then you can. That's how. So you have to deal with the shield guys. In like you have to do these kind of multi-combo moves.
Okay.
I feel like the robots wouldn't settle for being pet. Yeah, you wouldn't think so.
Oh well, the machines also have like an economy now, and it's like
they keep talking about how much money they're making off the Matrix.
Yeah,
but they do. They literally do. Because instead of the architect, now you have the analyst, which is played by Neil Patrick Harris. And he's basically an evil psychiatrist who's like, he's a machine program.
Okay, so I have to.
Yep,
okay.
and then hit him from behind.
Okay, just do that combo over.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah, it's like that part.
I mean, yeah, they do. They write them like people, which is part of what's so wrong with the movie is that there's no fucking difference in like the wants and desires of the machine beings or the AI beings and the human character. Like, there's no difference in behavior or like they all just have. I don't know. It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I'm already quickly forgetting about the movie, though.
That's the thing. Like, I'm already kind of starting to blank on like what happened. Yeah, because
like
it
was mediocre, dude. Like, I mean,
it was mediocre. It was. No, it was horrible.
But it made the impression of something mediocre in that it's just like
forgettable.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
At least something really, really bad sticks out in your mind sometimes, you know?
Sure. Well, like, I mean, I really do think that there is like almost a renewed appreciation for the second and third movies because I feel like there are at least some ideas behind those films that are. So you're going to need to make sure you have your normal webs equipped.
Okay.
Web those up.
Oh, right.
And then web the turrets up. They take like a bunch. Yeah, there you go. Now you can rip them out of their base. Gotta be a little further away, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, just for the target reticle to.
Oh shit.
Now's my chance.
Oh. There we go.
There you go. I'll just hold it down a little bit longer is all.
Oh yeah. That's nice.
Nice.
How is this happening?
What's wrong, Willie? You seem angry.
I will destroy you!
There's that classic villain dialogue.
Get that shot.
Oh, and you can throw that right back at him.
Fuck you, Kingpin.
And so him, you kind of got to web up to like hurt him.
Okay.
You got to kind of.
Do I have normal?
Not really going to do anything.
Okay.
That's more of a stealth-based gadget. Wish he looked more like Kingpin and where his head is in the middle of his chest. Oh, you can do a takedown. Nice. And bosses have like their own unique takedowns too. So like it'll be different animations when you're fighting a boss and you do a takedown.
Okay. Okay.
And you can hit him a little bit before he like barrels through you.
Just want to hit him with something in like a trash can or something. That's like, can't get me, bitch.
There's something over there.
Alright.
You asked for it.
Nice. But it was also the Kingpin with fucking super strength.
Right.
Well, so since we know that Kingpin is in the final episode of Hawkeye that came out today, even though we have not watched it, do you think that his depiction in the show will include this kind of super strength?
I hope so, because there's no other real way he's a threat to Spider-Man.
Yeah, right. He has to have that super, because otherwise...
Like, Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin ain't really going to do shit to even improve
unless
Spider-Man,
it's like, again, that kind of soft reboot where it's not, like, exactly the same version of the character.
Yeah.
Right, like, it's a little bit different. And I did see, in that little photo of him you see at the end of the last episode, he actually does have his cane.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
They gave him the cane.
Well, yeah, that's something he never had in the...
How did he stand up while getting slammed with concrete? Oh, hey, No Name. The cane from Citizen Kane, not the cane from Citizen Kane. Now, No Name, I don't know if you saw the title on there, but we're not doing it yet. Yeah. But we will, at some point, be doing like a full No Way Home with spoilers review today.
Oh.
Just so you know. Because I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it.
Oh, L2R2.
But also these action scenes just feel like so, like, Spider-Man.
How am I fucking up these props? Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, these feel like more like, to me, a more iconic Spider-Man action scenes than even what we got in No Way Home.
Oh, for sure.
So, should we kiss now? Yeah, maybe later.
But no, this fucking Matrix movie, dude. Like, it's also, like, kind of playing it up as a comedy some of the time.
Yeah.
But, like, it's so ineffectual.
Oh, there's, like, slapstick shit of Keanu Reeves just falling down and whatever.
Yeah, like him just, like, doing this and, like, falling onto tables, like, sometimes.
Yeah. Trinity is also kind of the one now, but so is Neo still, and they don't really, have a line explain that.
Won't be in long anyway, and we'll work to stopping it. Okay, cool. Well, right now we're talking shit about the fucking horrible Matrix 4 that we just... That's the Matrix 3.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's like, right, like, I told Sage while we were watching that, like, Matrix 2 and 3 are decidedly unfunny movies, right?
Yeah.
So to then all of a sudden be like, let's just do some comedy, man, in this fucking fourth.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
No.
I'm almost there.
Point launch.
Your boss is asking for you.
Guess I'll just do it myself.
No,
I gotta stop pressing that button.
Yeah, I guess you do. So now, as you're swinging, right?
Sometimes it gets him into trouble. Better get
and you can do that double tap the triggers type thing, right? To zoom forward. So if you hit X as you do it, he also launches.
Right. I mean, some of this I'll learn just by reading the button prompt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, whenever you have some useful information to give me, go for it, because there's definitely gonna be some stuff I'll forget to do. And
oh yeah. Well, I mean, with your memory.
Yes, I know. I forgot that cheese puffs existed. I know.
Well, it's for you, it's your memory. For Alex, it's gnomes.
Yeah.
For Ulysses, it's ancient aliens.
Well, for me, not like my memory is what I hate, but I mean,
Well, no, your memory's not what you hate. You're what your memory hates.
That's fair. Impeccable.
Yeah, impeccable, exactly. No name. That new Matrix movie was garbage.
Yeah.
Like, absolute horrible garbage. Like, I have a renewed sense of appreciation for the second and third movies after watching that, because, like, at least I could follow what was going on, even if I didn't think it was executed super well all the time, or, like, at all in certain cases. But, like, I knew what was happening.
Yeah,
like, I could follow what was going on, and, like, Jesus Christ, like Michael said just a little bit ago, there were parts of that movie that it just seemed like the plot just went away, and things just were happening.
Oh yeah.
Except for that chick pissing herself, at least.
The chick pissing herself. Yeah. Did you say something we didn't use?
Oh, You're thinking of when she had an orgasm because of the chocolate cake.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I
No, she wasn't in it either, because my theory is that she left the Frenchman.
Well, that was a different chick than his wife. The chick that he gave... he ordered it to like a different table. That's also... I love that animation.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Fuck no, it was Reloaded. Yeah, Reloaded.
Right.
So are you trying to go to the point?
Kind of, but also not.
Just practicing. I hate the Matrix titles. Yeah, the titles have always been kind of bad.
Yeah, true.
Like the subtitle. The Path of Neo is honestly the best subtitle that and that's the video game.
You're right.
That had a better subtitle than any of the movies did. But they also this movie removes any stakes from the Matrix world because Trinity and Neo are both just alive, and
because they have resurrection machines.
They just have resurrection pods, so they can just bring anyone back to life from any injury, no matter.
They
what.
just take. It seems like they need their brain still. I would imagine, like no matter what.
But it's just
they do just have a scene of them just taking Trinity's brain out and I don't know, putting it into a clone or something. But
right. Yeah, clone I would have bought first before just resurrection.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the title, I guess.
It's also, what kind of stakes is that? You know?
Yeah, there's no stakes. There's no stakes. I mean, like the movie, dude, the third act of this movie is literally just an Ocean's 11 heist film to just get Trinity out of her pod.
Right.
That she's hooked up to the Matrix.
They're enacting the plot as they're talking about it.
Yeah,
which
that
is
really
so a heist film.
Yeah, that really lazy fucking let's montage between the plot and or between it actually happening and discussing the plan. And let's keep cutting back and forth. Well, obviously, no story should have stakes. That's over. Stakes are overdone. Gotta head out, but good to know it's not worth watching this one. Yeah, No Name, don't even fucking buy. Unless you want a bad movie night and with a couple of friends.
Yeah, watch it with a friend at least.
Yeah, if you do, but otherwise just fucking don't even give it any time.
My God, would I be bored if I watched that movie on my own?
I know.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Is there somewhere else
She's like, did somebody fart just now?
It was the smoke from the machine fritzing out.
I know, but that's not fun. Farts are fun. Ask the writers of The Matrix or something.
Well, they don't know what's funny. Except for Keanu Reeves falling on that table that one time. I did actually laugh.
That was alright, yeah.
But again, it was still fucking out of place.
Yeah.
It was out of place and it didn't make sense.
Dude, and the first 15 minutes of that movie are just awful. It's just the beginning
fall down, And yes, but Ulysses, that was the funniest moment in the film.
Okay, now because of Ulysses, just move arm. Oh, that's it. Oh, so I'm just... Okay.
So because it fritzed out, it's not quite working right. So you could add this.
Oh, thank God.
So that was just to test it, and now you're going to fix it. Also, this game actually kind of gives some real focus to Spider-Man's.
I should flood these. Fuck you, Ulysses.
So Michael can't see.
No, please don't. See. Servo.
Circuit burned out.
This is just a little mini game where you have to fix stuff.
Okay.
So you just have to get it to go up and around through these circuits.
Rotate. Okay.
So if you go to the empty slot on the left. So that's the slot you need. You have two different kinds. One that is go up there. Okay. Got two different kinds of pieces on the left, you see?
Yeah.
One that is like a corner piece, right? That creates a corner, and one that is just a straight line.
Yeah.
That piece, that's the spot you want a corner.
Okay.
So select with X.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that one you want a corner for sure.
Yeah.
It's essentially the same thing as the hacking mini game from BioShock. To be honest.
Okay.
Kind of the same. Not that you played that, but.
Right. Okay. Oh, that's fairly easy.
It's pretty. The first couple are going to be simple. These actually get kind of complicated as they go along.
Oh, really?
But yeah, if I Ulysses, if I was to rate this Matrix movie on the double toasted scale, I would give it a fuck you. That was a fuck you movie to me.
Yeah.
Whereas I would have probably given the original like 2 and 3 back in the day, I probably would have just given like some old bullshits to. But like, this new one is 100% a fuck you movie.
Connections from specific directions. Okay.
So now you see how they have those little yellow arrows.
Yeah.
So that means like they
go that way.
In certain
Sure.
spots.
Okay. So still, I'm gonna do this one, and probably just another one of those, right? And then that just I can't quite tell. Let's see.
But see, that one's arrows are facing this way.
Oh,
see,
God damn
so
it.
what you're going to want to do is do a corner piece in that very first slot.
And then go around
and then
to
go
it.
Around that way.
Okay, gotcha. All right, can I take these off?
Just hit square.
Square. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, let's see.
It's another franchise that can go sit in time out next to Terminator and Aliens.
No, it felt as stupid as some of the Terminator movies for sure.
Yeah, no, it fucking did, man. Like, okay, so let's get more specific here. The plot of this movie is that Neo and Trinity were resurrected by the machines and then put back in the Matrix because Neil Patrick Harris' evil psychiatrist AI wanted to use them to somehow... there's another kind of corner piece.
This one?
Yeah, so now it's got the arrows pointing the right way. And hi guys. Did L. Ron Hubbard make that villain? Feels like it, right? Hey T-Bone. How you doing, T-Bone? Welcome in. We haven't gotten to the Spider-Man stuff yet. We're actually bitching about the Matrix that we just watched the Matrix.
Yeah.
But basically, right, Neo is just like, he's in the Matrix again, but his fake life in the Matrix is as a video game designer who created a video game that is the Matrix, right, inside the Matrix. And then his fake the Morpheus that he programmed into his video game gets that's like the opening sequence of the movie, becomes self-aware,
right,
and then leaps from the video game of the Matrix inside the Matrix to the Matrix outside the Matrix to then wake up Neo from the Matrix. The movie is just jerky. It is. It's the most just obnoxious. Fucking, I hate it. It
now, did I fail this puzzle, or do I have to press the X button or something, or? These green and red circuits, right?
Yeah. Are, so you're trying to get to
the red one in the right piece.
So you want to get to 3.
Oh.
And you're at 2.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna.
So that's in the right place. That one you can leave.
Okay.
Sounds like you might not want to unless you're up for a bat. Yeah, no, honestly, T-Bone, it's my worst movie of 2021. I fucking hated it. I really hated it.
Okay, well, where do I put this last green one?
So here, take the 2 out and put the, wait, hold on. Oh, no, yeah, no, I thought it was absolute trash. I could not stand it. So, let's see. That's interesting. Okay. So then so you had the +1 in that first spot. Put another +2.
Oh.
So +2 -1 +2. There you go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, T-Bone. I mean, look, teach their own. You know, if you come away with a different opinion. I'm not trying to tell you what to think ahead of time.
But it was definitely the worst Matrix movie they've made so far.
I mean, I thought the second and third movies were pretty bad. But, like, this movie makes the second and third movies look kind of great, like, in some ways.
Right.
I thought it was just an absolute pile of garbage.
Oh, yeah.
It is the worst kind of, like... nonsensical cash grab. Let's just resurrect this franchise to make a buck and put no effort into the storytelling and just make references to things people have seen before and expect that that just is gonna be all you need to make money off of it. I'm legitimately getting mad watching this movie some of the time.
It was funny. I clicked on the start of this recording from Otto, And like I heard the first sentence, I was like, "Oh, I'm good," and started walking away. And I was like, "Oh no, I gotta listen to more of that."
So you do get they're always short, but you do get sometimes little tape recordings. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god, what is?
Do you have anything else you want to say about the the
Matrix?
Before we
no, not necessarily, but it is a little hard to talk about the movies when I'm playing like kind of a new game experience for me a little bit. But just okay, so putting this here.
I mean that's fair. I have trained my brain to do both at once from streaming.
If it's a game I'm like really used to, then I can do that.
Right, that's a little different, but because this is new for you.
Yeah,
no, really for sure. I mean, if it helps, if you want to put the controller down for just even a couple of minutes, we could just talk about the movie for a bit of the stream and just do that.
Or I mean, you can play for like just a tiny bit while we're talking about it, and then
that might help you get your thoughts out a little easier.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right. I should get out of here.
Talk shit. I mean, I feel like I have been this whole time. Hey, Dead Ringer Goss, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. Have a good whatever you are doing. But yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
Fisk make it to Rikers yet?
Not Rikers. Our boy qualifies for the VIP treatment. He's in the raft.
Joining Scorpion, Electro, and the rest. To be honored.
So, Scorpion, Rhino, Electro, Vulture, and Kingpin are all villains Spider-Man has already completely like put in prison at least once already.
I like that.
This universe.
Yeah, that little snapshot of all the villains was pretty awesome.
Wonder what my #1 fan thinks about the Fisk takedown.
Here we go. Gotta love Jameson.
Just the facts with J. Jonah Jameson.
Or hate. Hate to love, love to hate, whatever
you
want to say.
For sure.
Two-time prize-winning former publisher of the Daily Bugle. Plug the book. And
I like that the guy hasn't even begun saying anything yet.
Within 24 hours of our broadcast, you'll get an autographed copy at no extra charge. No personalization. Don't ask. Not gonna get it.
Just the facts with J. Jonah Jameson.
And now he's all calm and shit.
Yeah.
Let's dive right into the calls. Space.
Okay, so not for nothing. You gotta give Spider-Man respect for taking down Wilson Fisk, right? I mean, one last pop bot forever.
Is that right? Tell me, are you a police officer? Prosecutor? Maybe...
Be right back. No worries, T-Bone. We'll see you soon.
No, I'm a plumber.
Uh-oh.
And fix my toilet and shut up! Let me as soon as one goes down every punk with a gun, a tracksuit, and a drawer full of gold chains decides he's the next godfather. We're gonna have a gang war in the street, but does that whip-headed moron give a damn? Of course not. He got on TV. That counts.
Yeah, well, I can get copper pipe without paying kickbacks. So till that gang war starts, I'm on the
Web zipping is almost more satisfying to me than what swinging is. But
also, like, as you go around, see how he turned the corner there?
Oh, that's cool.
There's a lot of really great little animations
and physics that, like,
like it's stuff that he does on his own, just contextual animation, where he just you don't have to even hit a button to make him do some of this stuff. He just does it.
That's cool.
It just makes the swinging and the traversal mechanic just so dynamic.
Now that you quit smoking, tell people when you
also, I feel a little bit bad about T-Bone not being around for us talking about the Spider-Man review.
Oh, she'll be back soon, I'm sure.
Need a date to the policeman's ball?
Well, we can wait to get into the review until we...
No ball this year anyway. We spent too much integrating Oscorp surveillance tech.
Worth it though, right?
It was. Till an hour ago. System went down. Citywide. Every tower.
How?
They tell me someone sabotaged the central server, and now all the towers are offline.
Inside job?
Maybe.
Just like 9/11.
Damn. Went right for that one, didn't
you? I did.
Oh, that's
just like that plane did.
They are the 9. Goddamn, that was good.
The minor 9/11.
Yeah, I was gonna say they are the 9/11 deniers.
I thought you trusted me.
Yeah. No, we don't have to start the actual like spoiler review until we can wait for T-Bone to come back.
Okay, cool.
Nope, go back. You
oh man, I was
yet.
done over there.
Now when that yellow thing is still there.
God damn it. Alright. I just want this to be done with. Alright, let's...
So,
Bands have been shifted. Subtle.
This is also kind of like something in Batman. Or that cryptographic sequencer you'd have to use to unlock like doors and shit.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay.
So this is just literally like getting your checkpoints, your fast travels, right? Opening up so you can like
do
go
you just
to
do
your
that
map
from the menu?
menu.
Oh, and then the okay.
So like every time you get one of these towers, that's a new point you can fast travel to, or a new area that you can see the map for.
Gotcha. Cool.
Great. I've got units nearby.
Nice.
Don't bother. I'm on it.
And then clicking in the right stick will like turn or like do like a little scan thing.
Oh,
so it'll make things in the environment pop up so you can
sort of like their version of detective vision.
Yeah, except it doesn't like stay on all the time. It's just
right.
like a quick like pops up to show you where things are for a second.
For sure.
These guys didn't forget their keys.
So if they have melee weapons, they're vulnerable to air launch attacks, and you can throw stuff at them. And throwing stuff at them works. And then if you just and then also you can just
well,
do
that's
a combo
awesome.
in the air.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, you know it's funny. I played mostly with the actual like games costume when I played this for the most part. But like really watching extended gameplay with the Raimi suit is a lot of fun because
it's pretty badass.
It does just kind of feel like, you know, like, hey, we took the Spider-Man 2 game that everybody loved and just made like the best version of that.
Look at me doing my cool ass slow-mo walk. I'm just gonna walk through the whole game like this. Let's see.
So now, hit that button, hit that click in the right stick. That'll highlight so there's a crime in progress so you can go do.
Oh, okay. Cool. Just gonna lightly jog there the whole time.
People might ask you for a picture, a high five, if you want. I mean, that legitimately, like, they have NPCs will come up and try and interact with you if you are walking down on street level.
I like Spider-Man just taking his fucking time to get to a crowd. So I need to get some cardio in for the day. Hey,
everyone. He gets a lot of cardio.
Yeah, that's true.
Just all the time.
Back destroying cardio. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Toby knows what that feels like.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So you're the snitch.
Back off, creep.
Yep, she's the one.
I said back off.
You cannot beat up your fans. No. There's one thing in this game that I do like genuinely dislike, and I'm curious to see what your reaction will be to it. It's a made-up villain that they put in this game. That's like these very kind of obnoxious side missions.
Didn't they just tell me
that? Once you've done like the first one, you can ignore them for the most part. But I'm very curious to see how annoyed you will be when that part does pop up. So so the fat guys, you like have to. It's like if you.
They're kind of like Wilson Fisk.
They're a bit like a regular enemy version. So like if you web them up, you can hurt them. If you throw stuff at them, you can hurt them.
God damn! I gotta stop getting hit by this.
You do gotta stop getting hit by that guy. Or.
Whoa! What the hell was that? Oh, that was one of my webs.
Yeah. So here, open that wheel. So select the one that is the most on that one right there, impact web. So you only get 4 of those at a time, but shoot that one at him. That's like it's a bunch of webbing all at once. So if you hit a regular enemy with that, it's going to not only web them up, but it's going to actually make them fly backwards and like web them to a surface.
Oh, okay.
And for big guys, it'll actually web them.
What's that button? Okay, that's just
so you have to move with the stick. You have to move into the circle.
Oh, okay.
And then R1.
Oh, okay. Not too difficult. Let's see.
I knew Jameson was wrong about you. You're a little weird, but you got a good heart.
It's just because of the guy playing the game, huh?
Right.
I'm sure you can, but just in case, there's a place called the Feast Center.
Seen it. I don't want charity.
They got the best wheat cakes in the city, hands down.
Mom used to make those. Haven't had any in a long time. I'll check it out. Thanks, Spider Guy.
And again, it's cool. They've got a relationship, a dynamic with the citizens.
Just completely random,
New Yorkers.
Right?
Yeah.
Totally random people.
Mm-hmm.
That they do a great job of that. Great job of that. They also do a great job of that in the Miles game too, and in particular with people that live in Harlem.
Oh, for sure.
It's because the Miles game, it's like essentially the same map as this game, except it's wintertime.
Oh.
And then the story missions take place in different spots, but.
Right.
From his elevated position, Spider Cop spies his destination. A second surveillance tower.
Are you narrating yourself?
What? No! Of course not!
The Chief never did understand Spider Cop.
Yeah, this nails like what Spider-Man dialogue sounds like, for sure.
Right.
And sometimes I feel like the MCU is not the best at that. But
sometimes it does, but I honestly think Civil War is still the best they've done it.
Well, I think for the most part, MCU, but otherwise for the most part, and Civil War started that, just try to make him just sound like this kid. The reason he's saying all these quips and shit is like, that's all he can relate to is pop culture and shit.
Yeah,
so it's more like a limitation on his part, whereas Spider-Man that's his personality, just chooses to.
I can modify these towers
to
track more than
no, for sure. Michael, we're gonna. I think we figured out on not even last night, but last week when me, Alex, and Ulysses were doing our KOTOR stream, we figured out what our first T-shirt that we're gonna make for the channel is gonna be. It's gonna say "Life is like a box of glory holes. You never know what you're gonna get."
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the.
I don't even remember the context of how that came up, honestly, but.
The other one I like too is the sleeping with the cannolis one.
Oh yeah.
Or swimming, whichever one.
You got your little green thing right there.
Never talk about my penis that way. All right, where is it?
Your gangrene penis.
Yeah.
So you hit the yeah, there you go.
Oh, that helped
for you.
Oh wow, one of my old backpacks from high school.
Oh yeah, I like that.
It's like this is a great kind of collectible, and it gives you.
And it's a cool way to reference his high school history.
Yeah. And so those are all over the game. There's a ton of them.
Oh, that's awesome.
And every one of them has.
Okay, and that's just something you can do as a side thing.
Yeah, just whenever you go around and collect those, and then if you go to collections, this is the. Resources. Oh wait, hold on.
What? Not these.
No. I don't know. Okay. Well, I guess exit out of the menu, maybe, and then. Oh, there you go. It'll automatically. So just press triangle.
First real date with MJ.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Someplace fancier.
Wonder, can we zoom in on that?
Just you can rotate it.
Okay, because is it like, can you see what the prices are on there? I'm curious.
I actually can just read that.
Why is that?
Because you need glasses, Michael.
No, but what are some of the prices? Read it to me.
Let's see. So you got a whole pizza menu.
Well, I can read that. I can read the word pizza.
$13.75 for. Yeah, Ulysses.
What are the prices of all the food?
Chicago style pizza. You're looking at yeah. There's I do see the linguine.
I don't care about that. I have options. I want to know the prices. $11.75. Okay, thank you, Ulysses.
I said 3 of them.
Whoa! Oh, I was listening to you.
Stop asking for it.
That's me.
Part spider. Oh God.
Now, are like getting the backpack super necessary to completing the story?
No, they're not. But they all have a little kind of lore piece to them.
Oh, for sure.
So you're getting story through them, even if it's in small pieces. So it's one of those collectibles that I think would be worth doing on the stream, even if you just collect like a couple here and there.
Yeah, just make sure I'm getting the side things that I need to really progress.
The backpacks, I would say, is one of the main side things you do for sure.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Was it good work, Michael? It's the only way to learn that the best food deals in town. There's another backpack.
Oh, all right.
And then after you get the backpack, there's a robbery that you can go stop. Oh well, on the mini map, the green. So go a little more. Go straight forward from where you are here. On top of that, right on top of that big building.
There we go. Cool, thank you. What? Oh,
it might. Okay, I guess you're not quite far enough away for it to actually stop you. And I think it's just. Oh yeah, it's up.
No.
You can also, if you back up a little bit, you can. I was gonna say web zip up to it instead.
Okay. Oh no. Let's see.
There you go. Oh, there you go.
All right.
There you go. There's that backpack, and then nightclub VIP card.
Harry's VIP card for the nightclub. Harry always tried to include me.
The deep end, huh?
And then if you want to hit that scan button and then go stop that robbery.
Oh,
because that's like what the story is gonna. It's gonna force you into just a couple of story missions before it really lets you kind of do whatever you want.
Sure. Okay.
So we're still kind of in that early stage.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I don't know when T-Bone's getting back for us just talking about the... I mean, again, we can just kind of... We don't have to, do a formal,
Yeah, it doesn't have to be, a formal
this is what I'd give it or whatever. We can just talk about the movie and shit.
Just thoughts.
Yeah.
Just thoughts to share. Well, I mean, you know what? Let's talk about the stuff that we did like first.
For sure.
Let's talk about the stuff that we did like.
And after I beat these guys, I might hand off the remote to you just for a little bit, just
so you can get some of those thoughts out.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Honestly, more guys are pulling up.
Oh, okay. I was gonna attack the hostages.
Spider-Man just starts beating the shit out of the hostages after he stops the crime.
No, that's pretty much it, right?
And so, these little missions. Hey, T-Bone, you just got back.
Nothing. We were just about to start talking about it.
Yeah, we're just about to start. So I'll play a little bit here.
Policing's a young man's game. And Spider Cop, well, he's no spring chicken.
Please be going where I think you're going.
As of today, Spider Cop is a.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, we already said T-Bone. We'll just basically just do thoughts on it and be kind of informal about.
I was gonna say, now that you're not playing, any thoughts that you would like to express about the Matrix before we get into Spider-Man?
To T-Bone?
Or just in general, anything you just want to... I feel like I got my complaining out. I feel satisfied how the bitching I got to do. So
my spices were tingling. Yeah, no, it's just the worst. Like you said, maybe movie I've seen this year.
Yeah, it is for me personally.
It's lacking a lot of intelligence or attempts at sophisticated plot.
Which is kind of what you go to the Matrix for.
Again, we said earlier, for a while I didn't even know if that movie had a plot. Because it was just it felt like a zombie movie in the third act.
Yeah, it was making me think of World War Z, which I really don't think a Matrix movie should make me think of.
It was just the people that were plugged into the Matrix because they used their cell phones or whatever, they were turned into bots sometimes, which was just...
It's the same thing as the agent taking over the body. Right?
Yeah,
that's
but
not even
a dumber version.
It's just a dumber version of that exact same thing you've seen before.
And the agents were complete punks. The agents had no effectiveness whatsoever.
The agents feel like stormtroopers.
Yeah, I mean, maybe even worse than stormtroopers in this movie.
I mean, shit, they didn't even... I mean, yeah.
So anyways, those are basically my thoughts on Matrix Resurrections. I'd probably give that 2 out of 5 or something.
If I was going off of the double toasted rating scale, it is a fuck you for me.
Well, that's like their absolute lowest score, right? So
cell phones, you're saying? That's such deep commentary.
Exactly.
Yeah, deep commentary. Yeah, no, none of that to be found there.
Like, really, if they did that 15 minutes Matrix Awakening game demo thing they put online, or on the PS5 and stuff. If they just done the Matrix sequel as a video game, it would have been
way better,
way preferable. But yeah, for good things, I like.
Yeah, so let's talk about what we liked about
No Way
Spider-Man.
Home. I mean, it is cool that, again, we're just talking spoilers here for.
How was Yaya's performance as the new Morpheus?
Oh, it was pretty bad. I'll say this: like, he's doing an all right impression of Lawrence Fishburne. Like, his performance isn't.
That's
terrible,
not bad, but the script is bad.
I felt like all the dialogue New Morpheus had, sucked.
Yeah, like the writing behind him was so bad. So, he came off, I think, as just okay.
Yeah.
Because, which is better than a lot of the other people in the movie.
Yeah.
But he came off as just kind of okay because the script underwrote his character so much.
And I felt like he kept saying things and dressing in ways that old Morpheus would not have really.
Yeah, he's like, come hang out at my crib. Yeah, he was working with what he had. He did the best he could.
But it's like these writers and the Wachowskis forgot what old Morpheus was like.
They honestly write Morpheus in this movie almost as though they're writing Lawrence Fishburne's character in the sitcom Blackish.
Yeah, he's got some lines where it's like, I could see Lawrence Fishburne saying that, but I can't see
other characters he's
played, but I can't see Morpheus saying those things.
And so there was this weird, just inconsistency with how he behaved.
Yeah, and I felt like Morpheus probably started some of the black leather trends in, for the people that were freed from the Matrix when they were in the Matrix, what they wore and shit.
Yeah,
but
he's wearing super 70s disco suits.
Yeah, some Dumb and Dumber leisure suits.
Yeah,
colorful shit.
Yeah, no, totally. Stuff like that. At one point, he literally Neo walks into a room and Morpheus is hanging back in a reclining chair, and he goes, "Welcome to my crib, man."
Yeah,
and I'm that just is Morpheus does not talk like that.
I don't feel like Morpheus is this philosopher poet guy.
Yeah, Morpheus is. Morpheus he doesn't joke around all that much. No. He's very serious. He has this very they just did not get that character at all.
It's
really inconsistent.
I know it's terrible. And the guy playing new Agent Smith is the worst.
Oh,
He's just this boring, blue-eyed pretty boy guy.
Yeah,
and it's just the most boring choice you could get. If you're gonna replace Hugo Weaving as Agent Smith, that's the worst way to go.
Immature Morpheus.
Immature. Yeah, everything was immature.
Everything about immature the movie was immature.
Yeah. It should have been called Matrix Immaturity.
Yeah, right.
That would have been a better title, more fitting for it.
Seriously.
But yeah, those are pretty much my big thoughts on it. 3 chest hairs.
So that because we're wearing one of the alternate costumes, you can't tell. But at this particular moment, his suit would be really ripped up from the fight with Kingpin. So this whole time we would have been basically playing in a battle damaged kind of suit.
Well, and for story purposes too, sometimes if you want to throw on whatever costume he would have, you can. But if you think it would make it.
Sure, for this sequence, I will actually.
But otherwise, I like the Raimi suit being on the rest of the time.
So when he says 3 chest hairs, it's because there's literally 3 of the costume.
Gotcha.
So this is what at this point in the story, this is the costume you should be wearing.
Okay, cool. But yeah, No Way Home. I again, spoilers for all the what you're walking into, or are you seeing the new Matrix tonight?
Oh yeah, T-Bone, yeah. You might have missed the comment, but a little earlier she said she was going to see it tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, gotcha. We just watched it on HBO Max, and I am very happy that I did not put any money towards that movie.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, It's like, you know, I hope you're seeing it with someone. That might make it at least more entertaining
it's
for
like,
you.
It only, to me, works as like a bad movie to watch with friends. It does not, like, if you're watching that by yourself, I think I honestly would have just fallen asleep.
Yeah.
You know? All right, so
God help you.
Yeah, what I'll do here, instead of even going to the story point, I'm just going to get, like, these checkpoints. These map points.
Oh, that works.
Around.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Time to work on my suit in private.
Good luck, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So for Spider-Man
now,
No Way Home,
finally talking spoilers for No Way Home. So
we'll start with what we liked first, and then we'll move into what we didn't like, I think.
But I liked that of all the like cameo characters, that they're not just cameos. That like
they actually
they
have
are
roles.
part of these characters that are again that came out in the leaks as. Which is, again, spoilers for No Way Home.
I mean, it's in the video title.
Yeah,
if anybody
right.
clicks
For
on
sure,
this,
for sure.
Not expecting
I just
spoilers.
keep wanting to preface that part.
No, I get it. I do.
But Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield, it's like I like that they're not just cameos.
You mean Tobey Maguire and
You
said Tom Holland.
Oh,
Tom Holland's definitely not
the main
cameo.
one. Yeah. The other two, I like that they are part of the cast and that they have scenes and that
it's not just a little like walk-on thing.
Yeah, I like that it's cool. However, usually what comes with the walk-on kind of thing that you're talking about is like some really badass, like either like introduction to the character or some cool action scene. And there were times again with like the fan service that I wish either Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire was doing something a little more badass than some of the bits they were being given. But again, that's just one of my like little nitpick things. But I like
it was still really cool to see them and for them to be present.
Yeah, for like the first minute that Andrew Garfield is on screen, like I immediately liked him better as Peter Parker
than he ever did in his actual own movies.
Yeah, because I liked just when she threw like the piece of bread at him, and he was just like, "Why'd you do that?"
There was some good. There was some really good. Like Andrew, I think this, if nothing else, like this movie genuinely proved that Andrew Garfield got screwed over by the script writers in those movies, right? Like, it's not his fault that those movies, and I do think those movies are fucking terrible, but it is not it is not his fault that The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 were bad. The script underwrote him and did not give him a chance.
Actors.
Yeah, it just removed any chance of him being a good Spider-Man. But given better material, he actually did work really well.
Right, and especially with the kind of fuck-ups and mistakes that Tom Holland Spider-Man is making in the movie, it's cool to have these two adult Spider-Man characters that are just, like, that have common sense, and, like, when the teenagers make requests of them, like MJ saying, like, okay, now crawl on the wall some, and he's just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm an adult. I already
I don't need to prove myself. Like,
it's like I'm already proving myself by hanging to the wall right now and shit. Like,
so you loved everything from Andrew's intro to the end.
Yeah,
so I didn't love everything.
Well, I liked
most of it. I would say most of it.
What you're mainly talking about is there's that big scene where they're like doing science shit, and Ned is like heavily involved in that.
Ned won't fucking
scene.
go away.
Ned won't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Ned just. Oh my god, I wanted to kill Ned so goddamn much. But again, we're gonna talk about what we like first. That fucking Daredevil scene, I thought was pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, that was badass.
They nailed in a minute. They nailed depicting that character.
Totally.
Like, just perfectly, I thought.
And I mean, a bit more comics accurate with saying that he was actually a good lawyer.
Yeah, in the Netflix show, he never goes to work.
Yeah, if you go off the Netflix series, he's always sleeping in like a tardy college student, you know?
Yeah, like he literally, and it's like when there's deadlines.
Yeah.
He doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Him saying he was a good lawyer. I'm like, well, based on the Netflix show, you're not, but I'm willing to accept that this is a slightly different take on the same character.
Yeah, like I want him to be mostly the same, but if they change it up to like he is good at what he purports to do, because he did like go to law school for years, so I feel like that should matter.
And there's one criticism of the Netflix show, the Daredevil Netflix show I have, is that he actually was kind of a shitty lawyer in that show.
Like, it seemed like he was good, but we only saw him in the courtroom, like, twice or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, when you do see him in the courtroom, he's effective, but then he just never is in the courtroom.
Yeah, true.
So, but yeah, so that I thought Daredevil was great. That moment was absolutely
Although it does
excellent.
seem times, like in the Netflix series, when he is in the courtroom, a lot of the times, he's making that argument that a lot of movie lawyers or TV lawyers do, where they're like, but just rely on your emotions when thinking about this.
He does say that a couple times.
When sometimes it feels like lawyers should be more like trying to convince them with facts and evidence. And,
that's true.
Stuff like that.
That's true.
But,
That's true.
that is a approach. Legal approach, I guess. And then, yeah, no, so, and Maguire's Spider-Man...
to be fair, that happens in a lot of actual courts. But you're talking about if Daredevil's a superhero lawyer and he's supposed to be, like, the best lawyer, like, one of the best lawyers, like, ever, you'd think if you're one of the best, then you would. Granted, people are easy to emotionally manipulate, so...
I mean, that is part of it. Like, you have to get the jury on your side emotionally and all this stuff, but, like... I didn't go to fucking law school. I'm just talking out my ass completely for that stuff.
It's more of a story.
I'm going off of what I have seen in
It's
TV
a storytelling criticism, not an actual courtroom criticism.
Right. Yeah, but, and I love seeing Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Like, again, that's the thing for me, like, I really love the Maguire, Sam Raimi movies, so that's probably why I feel like there could have been more fan service with him.
They could have done more than they did.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of, like, super memorable moments I can think of with Maguire's Spider-Man.
I think that my favorite moment...
It's
just when Tom... when, they're in the big battle at the end, and
like they're all in a huddle, like the three of them are facing inward, talking to each other.
This teamwork, we suck at this teamwork. None of us have ever worked as a team. And Tom Holland's like, well, I did. I was in the Avengers.
Yeah, Tom Holland's trying to come up with this plan for them, and he's like not getting it out. And he's like, well, yeah, like if maybe we could, or maybe we could. And then Tobey Maguire's
just like, how is this helping?
Yeah, he's just like, spit that shit out.
And honestly, the way he the Tobey Maguire delivered that line genuinely reminded me of the videos of Tobey Maguire screaming at paparazzi. And people, it was like almost like a Christian Bale, like almost like controversy moment where it's like, oh, Tobey Maguire's got anger problems. Look at him screaming at these people in the road. And that's actually genuinely the cadence that he had when he yelled at Tom Holland in that scene.
That was honestly one of my favorite little parts of the whole movie.
Yeah, it was just Tobey Maguire losing his shit.
Exactly.
Because he's so calm.
The rest of the time, completely in control of his emotions and everything.
That one time, he just gets so frustrated with Tom Holland's inability to say something, to talk. And he's like, God damn it, say it. That was great. I loved that. That was an amazing moment.
Which might not have been meant at it, but it also feels like a little comment on Andrew Garfield when he's talking in his high school scenes in the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. Like in any scene he's talking to Gwen Stacy, they're just like speaking like mush is just coming out of their mouths.
Neither of them can talk, and it's really frustrating
They
to watch.
can never complete a fucking sentence because they're supposed to be like so love-struck with each other.
Yeah, but it doesn't have chemistry.
So annoying.
Yeah, there's no chemistry. They're just literally not saying words in the scene. So, it did maybe almost seem like a reference to the Andrew Garfield movies in that way.
So I just like Tobey Maguire just like saying to shut the fuck up in that situation.
He was expressing the frustration that we had watching the Andrew Garfield
talking
movies.
about him. Definitely.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But I, like you pointed out too, it was a really cool, even though it's like a really small, subtle kind of moment, that when Tom Holland with all his strength is trying to impale the Green Goblin with his glider, that Tobey just steps in there and he's barely, he's not even flinching at all, just holding.
It doesn't look like he's even pushing that hard to stop Tom Holland.
I thought that, like you said, that was a good display that Maguire's Spider-Man is pretty fucking strong.
Yeah, he seemed to be the most physically powerful of the three of them.
Yeah, which going off of all the shit he did with the train and everything in the second movie, it stands to reason he's probably is. And as for Tom Holland, you know, this is going to start to get into a bit of some of my, like, things I didn't love about the movie, but, like, because for me, the, like, drama of the movie didn't start working until the very end of the movie.
The last 5 minutes, basically.
Yeah, like, once Doctor Strange wipes everybody's memory and shit, and his friends and his girlfriend don't remember him, like, that is a solid, emotionally effective moment, because it's Peter finally accepting some responsibility on his part.
Which he fucking has not done once in the entire, movie. Like, in all of his screen time, basically, so far.
And Tom Holland's being really adult. And it's like that glimmer of what you saw at the end of Homecoming when Tony first offers him the Iron Spider suit,
and he says, I don't think I deserve it yet.
Yeah, and he turns it down. And this was like finally a kind of a return to that, where he's like, I'm gonna turn down all the happiness I've pretty much had in my life up to this point to try and give them a chance at growing up and going to college and shit.
Right.
Like, and there are no jokes in that fucking sequence.
That's the only, and as they're saying, and Peter's saying goodbye to Ned and MJ, it's the only scene with Ned in the entire goddamn movie that Ned isn't just making jokes.
And to be fair, Ned is just eating pie or something in that moment.
At the end when they're like saying goodbye, he's not eating pie.
Not that. That's
before the spell.
That. Yeah,
the spell.
Okay, I thought because I thought I remembered like after the spell.
No, in the diner at the end.
Yeah, at the diner. I was like, I don't even think Ned even talked in that scene.
No, he didn't.
Which has probably worked really well for you.
Yeah, I was glad he shut his fucking mouth.
Just stuffing it with pie, you know.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
But yeah. So. And and the villains are awesome, you know, Green Goblin
is amazing,
that OP kind of big villain arch nemesis threat that you want Green Goblin to be.
Willem Dafoe's performance, like, I think it was a very good choice to not have him really wear the mask really at all.
For a lot of, I mean, just to see that he can act that character
without
any prosthetic, anything like that.
He can contort his face so much, like, I mean, and the only thing about Willem Dafoe is I just wish he could have had more. Just because, like, I think if you did another movie where he was the only villain, you could get like a Heath Ledger Joker performance almost, like, basically out of him as Green Goblin if you did a whole, like, a new movie dedicated entirely to him.
Oh yeah, I think he was delivering almost like a Joker level performance anyways, but it's just like there wasn't
as many scenes as I would have liked to have him, and that's, I get it, because there's so many other characters, there's other villains, but it makes me wish that there could have been one more movie with him as the only villain, just so that he could have that opportunity to sink his teeth in even more.
Oh, for sure.
Know?
And some of it also, you know, trying to serve him so much as like the big threat of all these villains. It does underserve some of the other villains a little bit. The Lizard especially has no dialogue other than lizards. I want to turn everybody into lizards.
Turn everybody into lizards. A tea party.
Yeah, like, you know,
British dinosaur ass.
You know, Lizard isn't always the deepest villain, so it's like you can forgive that. But especially Sandman after the end of Spider-Man 3, which is arguably the most depthful his character ever gets. You'd think they could have carried forward with some of that.
Yeah.
Like, especially when Tobey Maguire is talking to him, you'd think that would be the one Spider-Man that Sandman would be like, okay, you and me are cool. We don't have to fight.
I think Sandman was the problem. Yeah, Sandman's motivations just were underserved.
He was a little wishy-washy.
Yeah, like he was like, but I'm Spider-Man's friend, but like now I'm gonna also fight him. Yeah, I am gonna help the other villains.
Yeah, that didn't make.
Pick a fucking side, man.
Right. And like we've said before, amongst ourselves, Electro is like a completely different character.
She'd come around.
Yeah, Electro is just retooled from the ground up,
and again, better.
Oh, he's way better.
He was before, but I mean, as like some reviews have pointed out, including like just Double Toasted, I think
it's inconsistent.
He is basically it is Jamie Foxx just kind of being Jamie Foxx.
He feels like his character from Baby Driver, kind of.
Yeah, I thought that too. Yeah. Which I did kind of like his performance in Baby Driver. Here, even a little more so, but I get what you mean about the...
Yeah. I liked him, and I did not like Jamie Foxx
at all in Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah,
I did not like him there, so it was nice to see an improvement.
Yeah, and otherwise, Doc Ock was really fucking cool to see again.
Yeah, he was. Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina were the
two MVPs of the
best served by far.
Yeah, and even Doc Ock, I think, was a little underserved, but he did have maybe the coolest intro of all the villains, with that bridge fight scene and the little fight between his tentacles and Spider-Man's extra leg.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Suit. That was a really cool bit of action. Again, like a lot of the action in the movie, I do wish we could just get a little closer in.
Yeah, some of the editing just wasn't always the best.
Yeah,
is a big thing.
Like, one reason why I think the Spider-Man 2 train fight is never going to be topped is because it's like a 10-minute long fight scene on that train action sequence, and it's always very clear what's going on. The camera is never just cutting away for no reason or to try and add a false sense of like movement to the scene. And I don't think like the editing was trying to like compensate for something, but I do think sometimes it took away from just seeing the action.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah,
not always, but sometimes.
I think the thing for me is that it's what I think they're trying to do is they're trying to, by having as many cuts sometimes as they do. I was an animal while watching this movie. I kept thinking the 90s, 200s villains were a different breed. Oh yeah. Well, like just the cruelty that the old movies villains have compared to some of the newer stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
for
sure. It's like Green Goblin and Venom and Carnage. Those are some of like the more hardcore villains that Spider-Man has
in the comics.
So it's like, when Green Goblin is involved, you can expect some bad shit to go down for sure. So
exactly.
But what were you saying about the action?
I was just saying, I think I think what they're trying to do is when they cut sometimes quickly is that they're trying to make it feel frenetic and like there's a lot going on and that the characters are struggling to deal with it because it's moving so quickly. But I think that's what they're trying to do. But for me, it has the opposite effect where it means that I'm like not as clear about. It's trying to give you a sense that the character is having a hard time dealing with what's happening, but it purely just makes me have a harder time dealing with what's happening.
Right, like editing, especially in an action scene, but pretty much in any scene in a movie.
Clearer and the more you just don't cut, the better.
Editing should only be used to make a scene clearer of what's going on.
Yeah.
Not the other way around. That's when it's bad, and just shouldn't be done at all in the scene.
Yeah. But yeah, but God, what was I gonna say? But yeah, so Willem Dafoe, great. Alfred Molina, pretty great.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx, retooled, much better than he was before.
Yeah.
Lizard and Sandman are they're just kind of there.
Or whatever.
They're just kind of there.
Yeah.
They have maybe some moments that are all right every once in a while, but for the most part, they're just around.
Yeah.
They don't do that much.
For sure. And I mean, also...
And the two shots, the one shot you see of each of the actual actors is archive footage.
Yes, that's what I thought. Like, I was wondering if that was really... Because the rest of the movie, he's in, like, mostly just sand form, and it's it's, like, probably less to pay them if it's just an audio performance.
Yep, and then, the one shot that you actually see of him is totally just archive footage from Spider-Man 3.
That was probably one small way to save money for them,
Yeah. And with COVID, right, and filming during COVID,
that could have been a big difference.
Less actors in a room together, less people in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, like, the two biggest gripes of the movie, besides the, like, too much comedy, I feel like you could cut down, like, maybe on 20% of the jokes.
That out, that's like cutting 30 to 40% of the jokes out.
Yeah, right.
So I think if you just killed Ned,
which you wanted a couple
I did. I just kill Ned, and the whole movie would just, I think the tone would just be a lot more clear and concise.
Yeah, more concise. But then the other big gripe is, like, it's fine that there is magic involved in the movie, but sometimes whenever magic is involved, it's not 100% clear what the stakes are of the story.
It can get a little muddled.
Yeah.
Because they don't explain the rules of the magic, you know, that well.
Yeah, because it's like at the end of the movie, basically, when the sky's turning all purple and shit, and villains are maybe starting to cross over. It's like they should explain, and I feel like they did, but I don't think they overtly did it. That
they explained it, but they didn't present it.
Yeah, is the big threat that the sky opening up and all this stuff is just reality tearing itself apart, which
or is it just Spider-Man villains?
Yeah, if it's just the villains crossing over, then it's like we've got a whole Earth of superheroes to fight them.
So how is that the worst thing that could happen?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? But if the tears are actually ripping the fabric of the universe apart because so many people are trying to come through the tear, well then it's like, oh shit, yeah, we need to fucking cast this spell and deal with this right now to stop this.
Yeah.
But they didn't really make it clear if it was just the villains or if it was also, they didn't really make it clear if it was actually going to destroy the universe or not.
And I've listened to so many reviews of my own now of No Way Home, and it's like, it seems like people are pretty...
I didn't see Kang, but I did see the same color scheme used in Loki when we're looking at stuff relating to Kang. The color scheme was the same. I definitely, I saw Kraven, I saw Black Cat, I saw Rhino. For sure. I saw those three for sure.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, from a storytelling point of view, it's like, it's also not like 100% clear how certain situations are supposed to be playing out. Like, and
we talked a little bit yesterday about the whole does spider sense trump magic thing?
Oh, well, there's the spider sense thing, but I was also going to bring up, like, I've read so many reviews and reactions to it now that are like, don't totally know, like, when the villains return to their reality, is it just a little bit before they die, or is it like just because again, like the moment they talk about with Doc Ock, and I think this was clarified to me in just the last review I listened to, but like that moment with Doc Ock is talking about where he disappeared and got sucked into this reality is where he has one of the tentacles around Spider-Man's throat,
which is after he's turned the machine on.
Yeah, and if it's going back to that moment, then again he was already good, so it doesn't matter that he's turned good again. He's still just gonna die
because he's gonna kill himself, redeeming himself.
Yeah,
to save the world, and so that would just play out the same way anyway.
And for everybody else, it's like almost the same. Like for Green Goblin, if it's like just a couple seconds before the glider impales him, again, it doesn't really matter.
Right. I think with Goblin,
of what happened, but I mean, I'm with you more that I think it's probably that he's alive now and that he's sane, which is
what's an interesting potential consequence if Green Goblin is sane, lives through that event, doesn't die. Harry wouldn't have the choice whether or not to fund Otto's experiment. Because Harry wouldn't be in charge of the company, which could potentially mean Otto doesn't get the grant, which could potentially mean that shit never even happens in the first place.
So a butterfly effects, and then Doc Ock does live. Okay.
In theory.
That's interesting.
But again, it's a thing where I'm just postulating that.
Right.
Like, I feel like, it's only so interesting me proposing that idea.
Yeah, but we have no idea if
unless they go and show us that fucking universe again and like how it's different because of the events of this movie. Like I feel like we need to see some fallout sooner or later. Yeah. Like I think we should get to see at least just even if it's a small little peek at these universes. Like they could have given you just like a scene of them going back to their worlds, right? And like, I mean, I hope so.
Yeah,
T-Bone, I hope so.
I mean, it's like, I mean, there's that idea that they might be making now Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies.
Well, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies, but then Tobey Maguire potentially having appearances in other films. That's right.
Even though I personally would love one more.
I'd rather see a Maguire movie than an Andrew movie.
I agree. But
Andrew is happening for sure, but I'd rather see Maguire.
I mean, I guess like I'm happy with what we have of the Maguire movies, where it would be nice for Garfield if he got one good Spider-Man movie.
I mean, yeah, let me get one more.
Yeah, let him get one more. Yeah, for sure. Like that's why. But like we were saying the other day, is like having 3 different Spider-Mans showing up.
I mean, people already complaining about superhero fatigue.
Yeah.
And I'm not feeling it, but some people are. Having 3 concurrently running Spider-Man movie franchises is not going to help the people that are feeling superhero fatigue. That's not going to be good for those people. And now you are going to start maybe seeing some loss of box office money if you're putting a Spider-Man movie out with completely different actors and completely different continuities all the damn time.
It's like, does people's love and like obsession and fascination with Spider-Man right now outweigh just like 3-4 Spider-Man movies coming out in a year for like 5 years or something like that?
Right, like it's I mean, especially if any of them came out the same year. Like, it's just like, like again, I'd watch them, but that's because I can, Marvel thinks we're all J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah. I want more Spider-Man.
I want more Spider-Man. Get me movies of Spider-Man. Yeah, with the diagrams.
I would like to see that beat of Andrew Garfield, because that's something that would be in continuity with his movies, because in the first Amazing Spider-Man, he's driven by revenge and not by responsibility.
Yeah,
and
very much so.
There's this tone of him being just a more vengeful, vigilante type Spider-Man character.
Yeah.
So if he's going back to that in a third one, but still, while we actually see the inner battle of him having to hold back, that, it could be a good drama for sure.
They could, like, there's potential there. Just get better writers than you have.
Right, I know. I'm not saying they can't make a good Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie, but if just Sony is handling it, I wonder if they can.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I don't know if it's not a Marvel co-production, I don't know if it'll be possible.
Yeah. Because, I'd be all up for if Sony wants to just continue Spider-Man movies with Garfield and then let the MCU completely have Holland.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that. And then maybe Tobey is the multiverse character that can appear in both.
Oh, he's a bridge kind of character.
Tobey Maguire's a bridge. Sony gets to do whatever they want with Andrew Garfield. Tom Holland is Marvel, and Tobey can kind of go back and forth between both franchises.
Tobey's like, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, right.
But, I was going to ask for the controller back, but out of curiosity, how long have we been streaming for now?
About an hour and a half.
Oh, that's...
Really? I'm just getting the
an hour
points.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought we were streaming for like 3 hours now or something.
Oh, yeah, no, not at all.
Okay. Well, yeah, I can basically take the controller back, whatever, and actually start playing, because I feel like I've said a lot of what was on my mind.
Yeah.
About No Way Home.
Thing is, I'm getting a migraine.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm getting a migraine.
Oh, shit, dude.
Which sucks.
Okay, well, we might have to cut the stream short for that.
Yeah, so, unfortunately, I want to get all my thoughts, though, in one go, so I'm going to push through. I mean, it doesn't... I got a little bit of lights go away, then it hurts. Got about a half hour for that happen, that transition happened, so it's still good for a little bit.
Okay.
But I will give you the controller back if you want to start playing.
For sure.
But I do want to just give it all the rest of the thoughts I can.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
But
oh no, I'm stuck in a tree.
There's little things that are a little inconsistent here and now. Yeah, we got every map point. I'd say instead of starting a story mission, if you just want to collect backpacks.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, since maybe we don't play a whole lot longer.
No, for sure.
I usually talk about how stupid Tom Holland is, though. How dumb his Peter Parker is. He just keeps making such dumb decisions. Double Toasted talked about this already, but I really agreed with what Martin said about how just not getting into college didn't feel like drastic enough stakes for him to go to Doctor Strange and ask him to do this spell in the first place.
Right.
Like, if his family had been I'm just repeating what Martin said at this point with this, but like, I feel like there needed to be the threat of his family going to prison.
Yeah, like if that was an actual possibility, then I can see Spider-Man being like, well, I can't really do anything about that.
Right. Like there's like shit. I need Doctor Strange to help me with this because, or random crimes would be a good thing to do too.
Yeah.
But like it just doesn't.
Drug trade's gotten more aggressive.
I don't know. He feels so irresponsible. And like again, I get that the way that they played this movie kind of felt like the whole trilogy almost was the extended origin story, and this was him at the end. This was the end of that origin story, him finally learning that responsibility. But it doesn't take away the fact that it can be frustrating watching him make these dumb decisions, like him bringing every single villain to his aunt's apartment.
Right.
And she was being dumb too because she encouraged him to do it. Yeah, which then gets her killed, right? And like, so I mean, I get that, like, and I like that it was his fault because it has to be his fault. Like, he never even tried to convince the school before going to Doctor Strange. Drove me crazy. Yeah, he never even tried to call him.
Oh, and like the Sunday Movies review pointed out, if he's trying to go to MIT and Tony Stark is an alumni of MIT, then Pepper Potts can just call the dean at MIT and be like, hey, let Peter Parker in. He saved the fucking universe.
Tony Stark, the most prestigious MIT graduate of all time in this fictional universe.
Yeah.
And Pepper Potts can't call MIT and get Peter Parker into college.
Right, that is just kind of...
She can't call and say, hey, I know this kid.
Yeah, right. Just
like, he's a good kid. He probably didn't do this.
Yeah.
Complete, like, hey, give him another chance.
Fake news.
Tony Stark, probably has donated to your school. Well, she could probably donate to the school to get them to accept him.
Right.
Like, there are some just logical things about it that it's just like, come on, man.
That's a cool...
So Mysterio has also existed in this universe already, too.
I've literally drawn comics like this when I was in first grade and shit. I drew comics like this.
So it's such a perfect, But there's just things like this that it's just like, come on, dude, how are you this dumb sometimes? And I also think Doctor Strange, I actually didn't mind Doctor Strange giving in a little bit in casting the spell because of the way they framed it. Like, you remember that party? No. Like Doctor Strange being so arrogant that he's done the spell before.
Yeah, multiple times he's just like magic roofied Wong.
Yeah, I actually honestly didn't mind that. I thought
it was funny.
Doctor Strange is arrogant and irresponsible to a certain degree, so that didn't bother me.
Oh yeah.
But what I did think was a little bit odd was that at the end of the movie, when Peter is taking responsibility finally and saying, "Hey, do the spell, erase everyone's memory of me. I'll deal with these consequences." And Doctor Strange is getting teary-eyed, like he's like, "Are you sure, man? Like, I love you." Like, I'm like, really? Doctor Strange cares about Peter this much? They've spent what, like, a couple hours together at the most, like total, like. Most of it was probably sitting in silence, or most of it was having to also deal with Mantis and Drax being fucking idiots on the ship on the way to Titan.
Right.
And so, like, how much one-on-one really bonding have Peter and Doctor Strange had? Not much. And I think most of it was in this movie. So I just don't really believe that Doctor Strange cared about Peter so much that he was going to get teary-eyed about Peter. I didn't believe that.
I agree that's a bit of an inconsistency with Infinity War, but like at the same
Doctor Strange in Infinity War said, if the kid's gotta die, the kid'll die. He said that to Tony, and Tony was like, wow, great moral framework you got there.
Right.
Like, he didn't even cry when Tony, Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I guess the only reason I could see why he'd sympathize with him in that moment is just because Stephen Strange himself has to make similar, like, cosmic self-sacrifices where human lives are so I'll literally do whatever, so maybe Peter doing something that he would have to do
maybe that's
in a situation. He's like, oh, I'm really narcissistic. I can relate.
Maybe that's it. Maybe you know what? Actually, I actually do buy that explanation. I do. That's actually pretty true to his character.
But it's all about.
Yeah.
I like
that. Blind guy gave me his cards.
I didn't know I was Spider-Man.
Yeah, but it's also like just how do you want to write it? If you want to write Stephen Strange being more of a prick character, then you go that.
But just be consistent.
Right.
I just care. It's just a consistency thing more than anything.
I mean, I do like the idea of, when they did the Doctor Strange movie, people are like, oh, this is just kind of like Iron Man again, another narcissist dude. But I like that...
Braille on the business card is great.
That is cool. But I like that they're like, oh, no. Doctor Strange is like 10 times more narcissistic than
and he also, Iron Man loses it a little bit in his origin story, whereas Doctor Strange doesn't.
He never sheds his ego.
Yeah.
Really.
And
I like that.
Yeah. No, I'm a fan of that.
So I like that he is a bit villainous in a way, like you don't totally know what he's going to do if it comes down to it.
And I will say, just to go back to things we liked for a moment, the entire mirror dimension chase scene, I thought was kind of breathtaking.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. That was a wonderful sequence. That was really, really, really well done.
Who needs my help here?
I was such a big fan of that.
Yeah.
Hit the scan button.
Oh, there we go.
Hot stuff coming through. There's someone inside that car.
Yeah, it was just such a visually pleasing thing. I loved that. I thought that was an amazing sequence. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's just these little things that make you go, it was good, but just wasn't quite a great movie to me.
Yeah, right.
And it's just, there's just logical, and I think, I think it's good. I do think that there's a decent number of people, though, that are they're so in love with the fan service, and they're so like, oh my god, Tobey Maguire, oh my god, Andrew Garfield, oh my god, there's 3 Spider-Men, oh my god, Willem Dafoe, oh my god, and then just that could be so overpowering that it's making people just kind of not think about or care about any sort of flaws in it.
Right.
And so they're like, getting mad almost, on the internet when you point out a flaw, and it's like, well, come on, it's not a perfect movie.
Oh, for sure. Like,
there are some things that don't work.
I did laugh at that ambulance running into me.
Was hilarious.
Did like that.
I was just ranting.
No, like you said yesterday, if we were on a scale like out of 5, I'd give it like a 4 out of 5 or an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. and I think that's a really good score. That means I really liked it.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think there are small things you could have done to make it.
And if they made that script more airtight, and it was like,
it could have been truly one for the ages.
Yeah, for sure.
It could have just been a truly phenomenal film. Like, we talked about how little they used the Danny Elfman music from the Raimi films, like the fighting choreography as well, felt more real. See, I like I did
like the fight with Green Goblin.
Yeah, I thought the fight with Green Goblin was great.
Let's see.
But there is also like again, just a thing where like they edit sometimes and they cut away sometimes from the action so much that it does get in the way a little bit of some of the fight scenes. We got a bot.
Like a spam,
Hey, Ulysses, would you mind kicking that bot out or deleting that or whatever? But yeah, there's just a certain amount of editing sometimes during the action scenes where it's like, all right, this could be a little more just like you could just not cut as much.
Is that backpack like underground or what's
it's like under a bridge. There's some way somehow you can get down there.
Okay.
I don't know exactly where, but
interesting.
Oh, go to the like side, like where like off the railing over there, and then see.
Oh
if you
yeah,
can go under.
That's a good idea.
But yeah, like there's just like we talked about having some little changes like that. If we could make changes like that, we would. That might, I don't know, just make things work a little bit better. Right. And I think having a bit better entrance for Tobey was one of them.
Oh yeah, I mean,
just the way he appears in the movie could have been a much more epic
I thought nobody would listen to
kind of big, satisfying moment. And I mean, I liked his entrance. I did. I thought it was kind of funny that the way he comes in awkwardly. It wasn't
eventful. But for the people that super love the Raimi movies, it's like, don't you want to make it a kind of eventful moment?
Like, he just, I think he should have, his entrance, I feel like, should have come in the middle of an action scene.
Yeah, totally. Like, I feel like...
with a cue of the badass Sam Raimi music coming in with him.
Yeah.
Like, that just would have been...
Oh, exactly. Like, I feel like Andrew Garfield can come in exactly like he did, because he had a pretty good entrance, and he just hangs out longer with some of the... And then it's like, when there's a moment where they need the cavalry, like my thing I said yesterday, but it could be anything, is like when he's fighting Green Goblin and Green Goblin's like handing his ass to him. It's like if you just then Maguire Spider-Man showed up standing in front of that American flag. He always does. They didn't need to do that part.
Well, you know that those were actually edited into the movie post-production because of 9/11.
Oh, well,
yeah, the government told Sony that you need to put more a bunch of American flags in all your movies because...
Oh, in all of them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because, 9/11 happened, and so we need to make more propaganda, essentially.
Well, I will say...
it is propaganda, though,
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, like, I will say the first Spider-Man movie had an actual, like, positive effect on, like, a country sort of... it was like about American citizens actually working together, which is ultimately what, it's a kind of Spider-Man.
False pretense and stuff.
For sure. But, yeah.
Definitely want to see the movie again and analyze it to see if my perspective changes. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's, it's, again, we're just workshopping at the,
Oh, yeah, totally.
More for ourselves and what we would like to do in our own writing, almost more than more than anything else. But
yeah, it's like I'm big time gonna see whatever the next the next Spider-Man movie is.
Yeah,
like
of course,
no doubt.
Of course. Which I
maybe
would love
unless
to see.
Sony is making it, but we'll see.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's an all Sony thing, then I'm not really interested. But yeah,
but yeah. Oh shit! Now we got something. 7 people watching. That's nice. Welcome to the stream.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think if there are any like other major points
things to talk about Spider-Man.
Yeah, or we also had talked about how like the Aunt May death would have been maybe a little more effective if she hadn't talked like at all.
Ooh, I like it. That I just brought out the arms.
Yeah, clicking both sticks in at the same time.
Oh, I forgot I fucking had those. That is awesome.
The story hasn't gotten to a point where it would like tell you how to use a special ability yet, so that's why I did it.
Right.
Yet. But like I think the Aunt May death could have been more effective if she didn't really say almost anything, or maybe she's. I don't know.
That was.
I really think the with great power comes great responsibility line, I think to me would have been more effective had it come from Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. Or like you said, there was another suggestion you had where she maybe says like, what did your uncle always say, which again references Uncle Ben, which is a problem that some people have, and then he could be like, with great power comes responsibility.
And then Tom Holland says it himself,
right,
maybe never truly understanding Uncle Ben's words until this moment, but for Aunt May to go, what did your uncle say? And then I mean, maybe it's me just wanting Tom Holland to be go sadder with it, but I think he should have been, as he's crying and holding her dead body, I think I would have written it for him to be saying, like, quietly muttering to himself, I'm responsible, I'm responsible. Like, I think that would have been more heartbreaking.
Right, like the words come in, but it's really almost has like no effect on him at the moment.
Sounds like a good time for Ned's jokes. Sure.
No, I mean, in that movie, they would have thought that for sure.
Right. But yeah, like for him to be holding her dead body, going, I'm responsible.
Right.
Like
which to me, that would have been a dramatic, dark moment that would have landed for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas Aunt May's death, like, I know a lot of people...
I felt it, I did, I just think it could have been better. But you didn't feel it really at all.
No, like, a lot of people like the death scene, and good for them.
I was in the middle on it. Like, I thought it was kind of effective, but not. It didn't go all the way. Like I felt it a bit. It just, but I wished I felt it more.
Yeah, because it's like Spider-Man's.
See, that's why I think I should have written the movie.
Because it's like Spider-Man's big caretaker, so it should be that devastating a scene.
Yeah,
and then
just go all in, make it as heartbreaking as you can.
Yeah, because for like it was a good performance and everything, and a lot of people felt that acting decision to have her like act all act all woozy, and
writers
then like
have to be sometimes.
Right, they do, and like for her to act all woozy and like start to fall over and like not realize she's dead. But to me, that's like one of those actor moments where it's like I could feel the actors on the set that day like working out that scene and being like, okay, I'm gonna start to pretend to be okay, but then I'm gonna fall over. It's like I can hear that actor conversation
more than the character in part of it. I could see that, yeah.
Where it's like the really effective, deaths in movies, I feel like you can't, it's just going to hit you so hard instantly.
That's true.
What do you say?
Being Heartless was George R. R. Martin's best writing quality.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
before the books got shitty later.
Oh, big time.
But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I just... Yeah, like, give me the maximum amount of feels. Like, if you're gonna do it, fucking do it.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah, so, like, that, yeah, there's just, like, little things I think could have been done just to
that was a
better.
Cool, button prompt. Ooh, I like that.
And, like, yeah, just the random street crimes are actually a lot of fun to swing around and just do.
Yeah, that was, like, an awesome stuff. See, that was cooler than a lot of some of the action scenes on No Way Home.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. No, I agree with that, for sure. Yeah, so yeah, the automated death I think could have just been a little better. And then so like either that version of the responsibility line or perhaps even just or again, like if Aunt May died without saying anything, you could really feel the rage that Tom Holland would have towards Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin even more.
Yeah, if he has no words to make him feel conflicted about it.
Yeah, like
feeling angry and
like that responsibility. He doesn't feel the responsibility because no one put that thought in his mind, right? So he only feels the rage. She only feels the anger.
Yeah,
and he is dead set from that moment on to killing Green Goblin, and then in the moment,
and then if like Tobey Maguire stopped him from killing Green Goblin with like no effort,
and then he looks him dead in the eye, and he's like,
"It was a great power,
comes great responsibility.
Yeah,
you cannot do that."
Yeah, he's like scolding him basically.
Yeah, like it's a scolding thing.
That would be awesome.
I think that would have also worked really well.
Yeah,
that would have been a great way to do it.
I love when parents like fucking discipline kids.
Yeah, right. Like, those are the air launch enemies.
Oh, that's right.
Or if you web them too, that also works. There's usually multiple ways to do that. But like, yeah, that just like again would have also made Tobey Maguire. You would have felt just how much he was the older one that had gone through the most shit, that was the most collected, that was the most in control of himself, and for him to come in and go like, "Hey, no, you can't do that." And with great, and this is why, and he says the line, and I think that also would have been more effective than it was. Even in the cars, you can see the reflection of the world around.
That's cool.
Too. Like it's just the ray tracing is crazy.
I do wish you could kind of like super jump a little bit, like you could in some. Oh, how do you do it?
So just run straight forward, and then hold the X button down.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
and the longer you hold it down, the higher
I knocked down a bunch of people, but that was cool.
Yeah, there you go.
So you just gotta build momentum. Gotcha.
Yeah, you just gotta build some momentum to it.
Okay.
But yeah, so like I think that's actually an unlockable thing in the because you're playing on New Game Plus, you have like every ability already.
Thank God. Can I go in the water and not die?
Actually, no. I think that's still something even in this game. Well, he doesn't die, but he just is slower.
He swims.
Yeah, no, he does swim. I forgot about that.
Oh,
slowly and not
very
slowly.
Well. He's not Aquaman. That's for damn sure.
No, he definitely is not. Yeah, but yeah, so there's just some little things that I just think could have been handled better here or there.
Yeah.
Again, I really did like it overall, but I think just with some tweaks, it could have been like an airtight, like pretty much a perfect Spider-Man film. Like it could have landed all the way.
He's a water spider, right?
Hello, Gentleman Sour. Hello, welcome in. Looks like you're looks like this is your first time with us. How are you doing today? We're doing a spoiler review for Spider-Man No Way Home right now.
Yeah.
Also playing, well, obviously, playing the game.
Yeah, so I'm not, like, super doing the story right now in Spider-Man. I'm just kind of fucking around while we talk.
Yeah. It's easier to talk during the side content, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Thanks for joining us. Good to have you here. But yeah. So like, I'm trying to think. Because I know there was other things that we had, other little ideas that we had too. That like.
I know, but sometimes it's hard to think of exactly everything you want to say on the spot. Yeah.
No, for sure.
Well, I mean, we've been talking for like an hour and a half too about it. So.
I'm good. Just saw the movie for the second time yesterday.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm looking forward. I'm probably going to see it at least 3 times total. One with my fiance, and then once with my dad, I think, because I think he'd really get a kick out of it.
I'll probably see it once more, but it's like, is that guy just dead? Oh no, it's one of the thugs.
They look dead.
Yeah, they do. They don't look in a good spot, that's for sure. But I do really feel like I'm jogging, like when I...
And people are clapping for you, and like, every once in a while someone wants to give you a high five.
Yeah, where are my high fives, goddammit?
But yeah, also, this is a little hard because I'm watching you on a TV.
Excuse me.
Oh, okay. Just because it's a small screen.
Oh, for sure.
Or better, sorry, on a big screen. Jealous. Certainly plan on seeing it again. Yeah, no, I get you. I don't know when I'll see it exactly, but I'm definitely going to again, for sure. It's just these little things here and there in the script that I just think are they're just not as tight as they could be. Like, I feel like that there could have been, like, a whole other...
Crusher Hogan. Cool.
Yep.
Never had that much money before in my life. Or since, come to think of it.
Very large screen, I just have to use the, like... Oh, so it's a hard to type. I get you. I know, I feel that.
I like that. That's also... I mean, maybe it was in the original, 60s Spider-Man comic, but I do feel like that's a Sam Raimi reference specifically to the man who can stay in the ring for 3 minutes with...
Yeah, I don't remember the exact... I mean, I've read that original comic many times, but I don't remember the exact details of it, if that time limit and all those details were in the comic or not.
Amazing Fantasy,
Yeah. I don't quite remember, but I mean, either way.
It was totally said in the Sam Raimi
it was in the movie. For sure. That's actually, what one appearance that I would have loved to have had in No Way Home if they could have, but obviously for obvious reasons they couldn't. But to have Macho Man Randy Savage, just have like a little cameo in the movie, that would have just been like a great cherry on top.
I just love me Macho Man Randy Savage. That's for sure.
No, exactly. I mean, he was just such a fun personality. That would have been awesome. Obviously that was impossible, but But also, I think you could feel like it being the first Spider-Man movie with no Stan Lee reference of any kind, too.
That was a little sad.
You did kind of feel that. Like, obviously, there's something they could do about that, but like...
Yeah. I will be honest, I didn't actually notice the absence of Stan Lee until you just said that just now, but now that you say it, I'm like, oh, it is sad
to not have that there.
It's hard not to have a Spider-Man movie without it.
You do a CGI corpse Randy like Carrie Fisher. Yeah, no, please no. Please don't do that.
I'm sure it would look better than the CGI in Rogue One for Fisher at this point, too.
Well, yeah. Well, so, I mean, even in that year that Rogue One came out, the Marvel de-aging CG was already better.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Plus, Carrie Fisher was still alive when they did that, so they were using her and doing the de-aging CG. It wasn't a corpse CG. The corpse CG in Rogue One was Peter Cushing.
Yeah, it's Peter Cushing, that's right.
Cushing was corpse CG.
Right, yes, it is. That's right.
Doing their fucking weekend at Bernie's with VFX artists, essentially.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
But I don't know. I'm bragging. Well, and then let's talk about that oh so joyous post-credit scene that we got with Venom.
You didn't like that?
Well, you know what? I did like it in a way.
had to quit taking pictures that helped.
Yeah, no, please don't do CGI Stan.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like that either.
Well, but here's an argument that I could say in a positive, to say something positive about the Venom cameo, because I hate this Venom. I fucking hate it. I hate Sony for doing this Venom. I think they've shit all over Venom as a concept and a character, and just in every way they've shit on that entire idea. And I think what they've done with Venom is absolutely atrocious.
That's a bit of a Far From Home kind of spin on that. What happened?
China loves him, so I must love him. No. Once I saw Doc, I wanted even more cameos, but I'm happy with what we got. Yeah. I feel like if you add too many, then then none of them have enough time to be fleshed out. You know, as it is, the Lizard and Sandman already kind of didn't have real characters to them for the most part.
I am happy with what I got of Doc Ock, but it's not like Lizard or Sandman did that many cool things themselves.
Yeah, they were kind of just there.
Just there. Yeah.
There's only room for so many of them, I feel like, you know.
Yeah, true.
But I mean, there were also some true cameo, Eagle Eye, spot the cameo cameos at the very end. If you're looking at Kraven, Black Cat, and Rhino at least in the multiverse.
Scorpion, I think.
Scorpion too.
Which I would love to see Black Cat in one of these movies at some point. Finally.
Yeah,
it'd be a good time for it now that he's kind of broken up with MJ and single. You know.
Yeah, he's like single now. Yeah, brought back Green Goblin, but I was hoping for Gwen Stacy.
Ooh, that was badass.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Emma Stone could have been a great Gwen Stacy, with a better script than was in the Amazing Spider-Man movies. But I don't know. I'm like, is she like? They could have done something with her, but like, I also can't help but wonder, like, would it have been worth it? Would they have had enough for her to do? Like, would it have been worth Emma Stone's time to come in for 5 seconds? Like, how much screen time?
Well, it would have been cool to see her as Spider-Gwen. I agree.
Well, to see her as Spider-Gwen, yes. Yeah, that's a different thing. I think seeing her as Spider-Gwen in live action. I would have wanted to see that.
They could have definitely, if they wanted to do a fourth Spider character besides Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
Spider-Gwen. Yeah. So not the Gwen that died.
And think about the emotional kind of reunion that Garfield Spider-Man and her would have. Yeah. And he would be like, maybe that would be too much drama for him to have in this movie about Holland.
But maybe in another movie. Yeah. Because clearly, I think at this point it's pretty clear that they're going to do some more with Garfield. Yeah. They're going to do more with him.
Yeah.
Whether it's his own movie or if it's him being a part of another film, they're going to do more.
I love the spider trackers from the comics.
So isn't this game doing all the things that you kind of wish No Way Home had done?
Yeah.
Just a little bit?
Yeah, it does a lot of Spider-Man things right.
Yeah, that would be a lot for this movie. But maybe in like another film they could do something with Spider-Gwen.
Yeah, for sure.
In live action. I would like to see that.
Although, to be honest,
that's what I mean. Fair enough.
To be fair, like, it wouldn't really make sense if she never did, but if she did show up as Spider-Gwen, as Spider-Woman, and just didn't ever take off the mask, then you are able to avoid causing that much drama for Garfield, and then that way you still have and that way you still have the cool
I'm also just trying to
Spider-Gwen from the Into the Spider-Verse movie, basically, but as played by Emma Stone.
Right. Well, I guess my main thing is I'm just wondering how you'd work it in logically, because if the spell is all about people, it's based around people, it's Peter Parker being Spider-Man and that secret identity.
Well, how Spider-Gwen knew that her Peter Parker was, because on her Earth it doesn't even matter, because her Peter Parker never turned Spider-Man. Yeah, so maybe in that way.
It's not about.
So it wouldn't even attract her in the first place.
Yeah, it wouldn't even attract her in the first place because she didn't know Peter Parker was Spider-Man.
Okay, well, the movie had enough plot inconsistencies that if you wanted to write that in, they could have. Like, Electro didn't know he was Spider-Man either.
That's true. That's true. So that's a weird little thing too. But yeah, so that's definitely true. They could have figured out, I'm sure, a way to make it work, even if it wasn't 100% on the level.
Yeah.
It's just my own, I'm gonna nitpick stuff like this. I'm gonna nitpick it.
Keeping the lurk alive.
Thank you, Dead Ringer Cast. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you. I do appreciate that.
But I don't know, how's your head feeling?
Actually, okay for right now.
A little
okay for right now.
Okay.
Well, I'll say something when I when I can't anymore. For now, personally, I think Stan Lee cameos from now on could be just posters. I'd be okay with that, just like a poster on a wall in the background.
That'd be cool. Do that. I'd like that.
That's actually what they did already in the Netflix shows.
That's true.
That is already what they did in those series. They never had an actual Stan Lee cameo in any of those.
Yeah, a more subtle way of doing it, or like, seeing on a poster or something, say "True Believer" or "Excelsior," or something
maybe even
like
the
that.
Catchphrase itself.
That works.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Because without him there, it's like,
Yeah,
definitely do not CGI recreate him.
No, please God, please do not do that. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
The Lizard, I will say the Lizard did make me laugh because he was just... They almost some of the jokes around him made me laugh.
Yeah.
I liked those because all the jokes involving him kind of felt like they were making fun of the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and how stupid the script in that movie was.
Big time.
And because almost every time they brought him up, he was just like, "Ooh, lizards. We're making people lizards? I want to make people lizards." Like they were kind of playing up how ridiculous.
Well, it was one of the Electro lines, the Electro dialogue I liked from Jamie Foxx, where he's like, "Wasn't your whole deal just like turning people into motherfucking lizards?"
Like the script in No Way Home pointed out how stupid the script in Amazing Spider-Man 1 actually was.
And he was like, "Yeah, I just love lizards," like just like that kind of silly dialogue.
Yeah, and so some of that, like I said, some of that didn't work, some of it did work. That's not some of the ones I think did.
Yeah, but it speaks true again to a lot of lizard plots in the comics where, I mean, maybe he's not. That's more like a Gorilla Grodd thing. Always want to turn people into gorillas or something like that. But I mean,
he does that too.
But Lizard does, Have
you checked the license plates from the movie? Oh, did they have like comic issue numbers on them?
No, I don't think I did.
I didn't notice those. I did not notice the license plates. Sorry, what were you about to say?
No, the web swinging is really satisfying.
No, you're getting a feel for it too as you go.
Yeah. Just like the velocity, like you said, really, that feeling certainly adds something.
And all the extra contextual animations he does on his own as you're moving around, it just makes it feel just really nice.
Gotta get that one at Avengers Tower there.
Well, we'll have cleared up a ton of these early side stuff when we come back next time.
For sure.
So that's good.
Yeah.
What I called was one said. What I caught was one said Spidey and another was a reference to Amazing Spider-Man 2. Or was just the initials, or was it because I always would be more they'd be more I'd catch them maybe more if they were specific comic issue numbers, rather than just referencing the other movies, I guess. But I mean, if it's
Still not sure if opening this would set the Sandman free. I'm in no hurry to find out.
It's just got the Sandman.
I think Sandman is just in that, and there's this collectible you found. The Sandman is not in this game.
That's funny.
I like that.
I love that.
That's the only reference to Sandman.
Holy shit. Because you'd want to give him a cool big boss fight of his own. If
and I bet he'll be in the initials right before Doc Ock appeared. Oh, okay. I suppose that's cool. Just throwing the little references out there here and there. But the Sandman, I'm sure he'll be in the second game.
Yeah. Sure, for sure.
God, I'm racking my brain trying to come up with.
Oh, is that just one of the quick travel icons there?
So it's marking that it's a police station.
Oh, okay.
It would be cool if you could open the vial for an optional boss fight.
Optional?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I would like that.
That'd be cool. But I'm sure they'll come
it would be a lot of designing for
something people might not even do.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Sandman will have a really awesome boss fight though in the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, I don't know. I was also just gonna say if we're gonna call it quits today too, I might as well go to work.
Oh yeah, no, for
and
sure.
Then
that's definitely.
So no matter what, I gotta wrap it up in 15 minutes or something.
Let's do that 15 minutes and then just end there.
For sure, that works.
Yeah, we can do that. And I suppose if you just want to do whatever side stuff you have time. We have time
crimes.
for. Not yet. I'm sure we'll at some point before the sun engulfs the earth. Yeah, Ulysses just didn't really care about spoilers, I guess, for this one.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, part of that's probably because so much of this movie leaked out early. And if you're, if you're really...
Like, just think about how much cooler I probably, and how much more I would like the movie if I had no idea Maguire and Garfield were going to show up.
Yeah, because, I mean, we didn't get, like, we didn't see images of them or, like, stills, but, like, there was just so much talk about them for so long beforehand. Like going back, like, a year. There was like people were like, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be in the movie, and we heard that over a year ago. Somehow I missed all the leaks. Well, that's awesome. So you probably had a greater movie going experience ultimately.
Yeah. Let's see, where are these from? Oh, they're there. Yeah, but like, I mean, honestly, to really hide it, they probably would have just had to keep the villains out of it too, like if they could keep...
I think that's the thing, is because as soon as they confirm that these villains are in the movie, my brain goes, well, obviously Toby and Andrew were
why would they get the villains from two respective universes?
I think I heard it was the clip where the lizard got hit. See, but so fair enough, if did you just not even see any trailers even then? Because that's the thing, is if I feel like if I at least for me, if I see those trailers with Doc Ock and Green Goblin being confirmed just in those trailers, then instantly I say, to me, I go, well, that just confirms Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield automatically. Right? Like, that just instantly confirms their presence to me. Yeah, well, okay, well, so you really just avoided everything then. That's awesome. I mean, well, good on you. You did the thing that would give you the best time watching the film.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, hands down.
I know. Like, sometimes I wish I didn't pay attention to any of the, like, entertainment news,
we're just so
YouTube channels
by it, I feel like.
Yeah,
and because we're kind of doing it now ourselves, too.
Right, I know.
I mean, that's also
true.
a part of it.
That's true. But sometimes you'll just go on Google, just on your phone, and...
not even looking for anything.
of the recommended stories, it'll just be like, hey, Garfield Maguire in that Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. And again, that was like a year ago. To be honest, I just had to work so much that I didn't see anything. Well, I mean, hey, again, if that provided you with the optimal movie-going experience, that's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, why is a cop firing at me? Oh,
that's not a cop.
Oh, then I'll beat the fuck out of you.
I'd love to hear your perspective.
Undercover fist thug.
Yeah, I mean, we could Ulysses could come in and do a little mini personal review when he sees it. If he's up for that, I bet he'd be willing to give us thoughts on it once he sees it on the stream. Alex too. I mean.
Oh yeah. They're probably not going to gab on and on like us, but.
Right. They won't have like maybe as much to say.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like we could just talk about it for, like 20 hours and never like just could go on and on and on and on and on about the same thing.
I do like when Spider-Man like slams into the concrete when he lands.
Yeah, right.
That's pretty badass. Isn't it? Okay. Let's go up here.
But yeah. What would we rate it? See, I guess I hadn't really thought about giving a rating. I guess I just never really do.
For me, movies. I always think like if it's a great movie, I'm giving it like a 4.5 out of 5 or something. And if it's just like a good movie that I liked, I give it a 4 out of 5 or an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
If you're using that grading system, but
or like if you wanted to use the double toasted scale, I would say gone to Stark Tower yet in the game.
No, I have not.
In the game?
Well, the Stark Tower I did.
Oh, okay. Is there a Stark Tower? I thought there was just an Avengers Tower in the game. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. But
I didn't get my crime tokens.
There is a statue of Lockjaw.
Really?
Yeah, there's a Lockjaw statue.
I might have to see. I'll have
at
to
some
see
point
that
we will
in
find
the stream.
It
for sure.
Maybe it might not be today, but we'll definitely come across it. I think I'm pretty much in the same camp. Like if we're talking, if we're going out of 5, I'd say I'd give it a 4. If we're going out of 10, I'd give it an 8. Alexa would not pick up on the word Avengers. That's funny. It just wouldn't react to it. Or by double toasted scale, I think I'd give it like a full price.
Right.
No, Ulysses, there's not. No, there's
old ass naked wrinkly Karnak.
Old ass wrinkly Karnak. No, there is not.
Use radar.
Or like double toasted. I think I'd give it like a full price, or maybe like a low full price.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
somewhere around there. I don't know, how about you, T-Bone? Do you what would you rate it? In whatever rating system you'd like to. Yeah, sure, that might be a while though. Well, Ulysses, I'd say you honestly, I don't think you'd have to wait that long, because it'll probably be only between 30 to 40 days before it's on a streaming service for you to watch it that way. Like, it's only going to be like a month to a month and a half at the most before it's on Disney Plus, or it's on, you'll be able to see it on like easy streaming service within a pretty short amount of time.
9.6. Hell yeah.
I mean, yeah, and again, that's everybody's gonna have their own read on it, their own take, their own opinion on it. It's just for us, I think, and we're very on the same page, the two of us. It's good. It's not great. It's got some little script doctoring problems that I really do think that, like, if you just let me get my hands on it, I think you could make it an amazing movie. A high full price 9 out of 10. Yeah, and again, I really enjoyed the movie. Like, like if you were to talk about it without even giving a rating, I really, really, really liked it.
Yeah.
I just didn't quite love it.
Right.
14.2 out of 16.8. That sounds like a rating Ulysses would give, honestly.
Or Conan O'Brien.
Or like a Conan O'Brien, where you're just throwing numbers out there.
Yeah.
No, I like that though. I like this not being better than Black Widow. You bet your ass it was better than Black Widow.
It certainly was.
The Matrix was not better than Black Widow, though.
No.
I will say that.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
But yeah, it's about 4:07. We're getting to be about 4:10.
Yeah, no. Whenever you want to call it quits, I'm just web swinging at this point.
Yeah,
so.
I think this is probably a good spot to call it. We got the first couple hours of the game in, and I think we got a pretty thorough review
of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man No Way Home. And
I think compiled with what we said, like non-spoilery in our last Hades.
Yeah, I think both of those together, we kind of covered everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's look for just somebody to do a raid for real quick, and then we're gonna call it a day.
For sure. Sorry, you had to get a migraine, man.
No, I know it sucks, but whatever. It's
Thank you, T-Bone. Thank you, especially about the compliment for the writing there.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the review. I look forward to hearing more about the pieces, all of you, right? Yeah, no, thank you. All right, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, gentlemen. Yeah. I appreciate that. That puts us up at 206 now.
Oh, yeah.
That's climbing that number.
Right, that's awesome.
No, it's awesome. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we'll do a little raid here, and then we're going to say goodbye for probably until next week, because being the holidays, I don't think I'm going to be getting a ton of streaming in the rest of this week. So glad I got to watch it, because I've been craving this game ever since I sold my PlayStation.
Oh, no.
Well, hey, I hop you get a chance to play it. We will be playing this game every Tuesday between 2 p.m., 2:30 p.m. to like 5 p.m. every Tuesday. So if you want to watch us play this game, or you want to see as much of this game as you can, that is going to be the consistent time frame that we're working with.
I don't know if T-Bone's still listening, but I mean, basically every stream that me and Sage do, we're going to be talking about movies or writing or whatever. Pretty much the same usual in-depth level.
Pretty much every time we have a discussion like that, we are going to get very, very in-depth with it.
Yeah. Again, it would have helped if Tim was here, so we could have bounced our ideas off of him for having somebody else hear it for the first time.
That's true.
As opposed to us just trying to remember everything we've already said. But
no, for sure. But hey, have a great rest of your day, everybody. We'll see you soon. Sweet. I'll stream here.